Do me so do so me do. I don't have the good morning, good morning, good morning song this morning or this afternoon because it's in fact afternoon. So we're not going to sing that. We're not going to sing that. But we will sing do me so do so me do me do so me do. You know, from scales and arpeggios, all that jazz. All that jazz. I'm going to share this out. Then I'll introduce myself per usual. Then we will dive in. We've got lots of stuff on the docket today, including all the usuals. Yes. Okay. And we are shared. There we go. Okay, so hey, hi, hello. I'm Tara Priolo. I'm your resident white-facing biracial, multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Today, I am running the Daily Boost Crown Chakra Saturday for Love and Action Network, which you can find at lovedandlovable.org. Our goal is to encourage, equip, and empower you into putting your love in action. We also have a goal to reach the 800,000 who do not want to be here anymore before they get to that point. Now we do not have like licensed therapists or anything, but we understand that people need accessible points of healing. We believe in ceasefire now. We believe in freeing all people, et cetera, et cetera. And again, you can find out more about us, our CEO, and our other production partners over at lovedandlovable.org. And I will talk a little bit more about that later in terms of events, because it is Saturday, so I'll be doing a little roundup later on the feeds. But for now, we are going to cover a We the Urban post. I just think there's some positivity there. Then we're going to do a Black Liturgies post. Then we will do the Crown Chakra. Then we will do, let me turn that off. Then we will do some Melody Beatty. We will close with the Melody Beatty and we will go from there. Let me do one more thing before we dive all the way in. I need to make sure that my audio is okay over on. Yes, we sound excellent. So mute. And I will see comments on YouTube and on Instagram, which is perfecto. Perfecto. Okay, so here we go. If you're on YouTube, you're about to see the screen being shared. Maybe. There we go. And if you hear the sounds in the background, it is either my husband or my dog. So just, that's the way it's going to be. Most of you know I'm preggy, so pretty soon it will be also a crying / whining baby in the background. All right. So this was a couple days ago, but first of all, I like the coloring, but second of all, I thought there were some good things in this post. We the Urban is primarily a account that talks about relationships and healing from relationships and perhaps letting some people go. But I think you can apply it to yourself. I think you can apply to platonic relationships, not just romantic. So I think it is a good place to read from. All right. So here we go. The affirmation of the day. I can and I will. What will you do to embrace the present moment today? What will you do to embrace the present moment today? And here are the slides. Sometimes you just got to accept people for who they are, not who you want them to be. And for your own sanity, leave them where they're at. I'm going to read that one more time because some of y'all need to let go of what does not serve you. And that includes people. Sometimes you just got to accept people for who they are, not who you want them to be. And for your own sanity, leave them where they're at. The next one says, you have permission to do whatever you need to do to nurture your peace and well-being today. Whatever that looks like. What are the boundaries that you need to put up in order to have peace? Who are the people that you need to not have in your ear in order to preserve your peace? Right? You have permission to do. You know who gives you permission? Yourself. Right? You don't got to ask anybody else for permission. You have permission to do whatever you need to do to nurture your peace and well-being today. Say it with me. Everything isn't worth my energy. My peace is more important. My mental health comes first. I am so capable and worthy. My self-worth is inherent. All my efforts will be rewarded. I will not give up on myself. I am deserving of good things. I can do hard things. Sadness doesn't last forever. I'm going to be just fine. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. The next slide says, it might not be this week. It might not be this month. It might not even be this year. But if you keep trying, if you keep going, what is meant for you will find its way to you. It will. Consistency is key. If you keep walking in the same direction, eventually, what is meant for you will find its way to you. And yes, I do see the typo, folks. I do see the typo. If you're in the chats, tell me what color you're feeling today. All right. Whatever you accomplish today is enough. It's a day of rest today in Love and Action Network. Whatever we accomplish today is enough. Whether that's laying in bed, whether that's taking a nap, whether that's completing things like I did this morning, whatever you accomplish today is enough. You are handling things as best you can and doing a great job. This world is hard. This world is traumatic. This world is run by capitalism and supremacy. And because it is run by those two things, the world is hard. We're doing the best we can, and we're doing a great job. Say it with me. I can't put too much stock into how they perceive me. Oh, this is so important. We're going to come back and riff on this. I'm the one who has to live with me day in and day out. As long as I know myself, I know peace. I'm going to read it one more time and then I'll riff. Okay, folks? I'll read it one more time and then I will riff. I can't put too much stock into how they perceive me. I'm the one who has to live with me day in and day out. As long as I know myself, I know peace. So I want to address this first part first. Imagine that. I can't put too much stock into how they perceive me. You really can't, because normally the way that you think that other people are perceiving you, right, is a reflection of your insecurities. It's not what they're actually perceiving. The other day I had coffee with someone and they were telling me how they thought they were perceived. And I said, well, I never perceived you that way. And perhaps that's just a fear that you have of being perceived that way, that's something that is inside of you, but you're afraid to let out. And I identified with this by saying, that I used to really, and I still do sometimes tell my best friend, like, hey, if I ever get cocky or overconfident, like, please just like make sure I understand that that's the way I'm being, because I don't want to be that way. And she always responds, you could never be that way. Right? You could never be that way. So typically our perception of what other people are perceiving about us is wrong. Wrong, right? Typically, most people aren't even paying attention to you, right? They're not even paying attention to you. I'm the one who has to live with me day in and day out, as long as I know myself. And this is something that I tell my voice students all the time. This is something that I tell my brand clients or my past brand clients, which I think will be shifting to creative liberation, et cetera, which we'll talk about another time. But as long as I know myself, I know peace, right? As long as I know myself, I know peace. And I tell to my students, you are the one that has to tell me what it feels like. You are the one that has to tell me what you're feeling because I'm not you. I don't know you. You've been in my room, so I know that part of you. I know what you present to me, but I don't know you, right? You know you. You know you better than you think you do. And so, yes, well, we need help sometimes, right? Well, we need outside help sometimes. It doesn't mean that you don't know yourself or that you have to pass, again, back to the first slide, that you have to pass your permission or your power onto somebody else who has some quote unquote authority. Like, you don't have to do that. Oh, I clicked something. We need to go back. There we go. That was good. That was good. Okay. Okay. Nexty poo. You can't change the past, but you can change the story you tell yourself about it. So you can't change the experiences you've had, but you can change the story you tell yourself about it. And I've watched people do this in real time in Love in Action Network. Once again, you can join us at lovedandlovable.org for free 99. Okay, we've got 3 more of this We the Urban post. Say it with me. Everything that exits my life is always replaced by something even better. I never lack. Let's read that one again. Everything that exists in my life, everything that exits my life is always replaced by something even better. I never lack. I never lack. Sometimes we have to make energetic room or physical room for the next thing to come in, right? And we can't be so scared of holding on to what we know, because what we know is not making room for the new thing, right? There's always, once you create the space, you can call in something quote unquote better or more, right? Always replaced by something even better. I never lack. Okay, things you do have, even in this world, all right? Life, talent to nurture, breath to anchor you. We'll do a breath exercise with We the Urban. People who love you. You are loved and lovable, and nobody can change that. The opportunity to try again. The choice to apply the lessons. You have choice. The option to forgive yourself. The divine gift of intuition. The ability to inspire others. A heart that can heal and be healed. A mind capable of positive change. The gift of the here and now. The capacity for hope. A beautiful future. You have all of those things. And the last slide says, I'm so, so proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. Whatever your work looks like today, I'm so, so proud of you. Okay. Let's move on to We the Urban. Or not We the Urban. That's the one we just did. Let's move on to Blick Liturgies. Blick. The Blick Liturgies. Yes. Okay. Share this tab instead. All right. So this is adapted from Cole Arthur Riley's book. I just spotlighted in my stories. It should still be up. Cole Arthur Riley, the creator of this account, as well as an author and poet. And so if you're interested in that, head to my stories right now before Saturday evening. If you follow my page on Instagram and all of the other platforms, you will also see that reposted next Thursday. So you can learn more about Cole Arthur Riley. But this is from her book, Black Liturgies. You can purchase that book online. Okay, so it says, if you aren't in your body, someone else is. The systems of this world have everything to gain from your disembodiment. Stay near to yourself. Remember your body. These are heavy hitters, so grab your notebooks and journal it out. I believed and still do that our bodies are ourselves, that my soul is the voltage conducted through neurons and nerves, and that my flesh, and that my spirit is my flesh. I believed and still do that our bodies are ourselves, that my soul is the voltage conducted through neurons and nerves, and that my spirit is my flesh. And let me reshare and get this up. What an odd phenomenon. So here we go. Here we go. Sharing it. Yep. Sharing it. My goodness, folks. We've already done. Okay. Let's go back. Let's try this again. Good Lord. All right. Back to Sonia Renee Taylor. Sonia is one of my favorite people. Favorite people, child. Favorite people. Okay. Got to pull up my live again. Hopefully the sound is okay. Let me just make sure here. We're going to unmute. Yes. Okay. Great. Okay. Living in a society structured to profit from our self-hate creates a dynamic in which we are so terrified of being ourselves that we adapt terror-based ways of being in our bodies. I believe Sonia Renee Taylor, I believe my body is not an apology. Yeah, my body is not an apology. She wrote this. It says The Power of Radical Self-Love, and it's a book by Sonia Renee Taylor. So I believe that that's still purchasable. All right. Living in a society structured to profit from our self-hate creates a dynamic in which we are so terrified of being ourselves that we adopt terror-based ways of being in our bodies. We're going to come back to that slide. The next one says resurrection. Climb back inside your body. No more split selves, minds without skulls, thirst without tongues, flail and shake like a haunting. You are alive. This is from Cole Arthur Riley's Black Liturgies book. Here we go with some breathing exercises, and then we'll go back to that Sonia Renee Taylor one. Okay. Inhale. This body is good. Exhale. I will not abandon it. Inhale. This body is good. Exhale. I will not abandon it. Last slide is a long one. It's a doozy. Again, for those who left their bodies to survive. Divine protector. Remember at Love and Action Network, we are a bring your own belief system. Okay? Bring your own belief system. So whatever divine protector it is, even if you don't have one, replace it with the word love, right? Replace it with whatever you are most comfortable with. Okay? Divine protector. Remind us that our bodies are sacred. The stories we've inherited of both beauty and trauma rest on our bones. We have known what it is to have our physical agency stolen from us. We have known what it is to have our bodies used more than loved. And each day, capitalism demands we sacrifice blood and muscle at its altar. We betray our physical selfhood to survive. Yet leaving it behind is a greater death still. As long as we long for justice and deeper liberation, train us to listen well to our flesh. that we would make, eat, drink, rest, weep, stretch, move in freedom. Oh, come on. Knowing that our bodies are not enemy, but sacred guardians of our glory. May it be so. May it be so. I'm going to read that one more time. That was powerful. Divine protector, remind us that our bodies are sacred. The stories we've inherited of both beauty and trauma rest on our bones. We have known what it is to have our physical agency stolen from us. We have known what it is to have our bodies used more than loved. And each day, capitalism demands we sacrifice blood and muscle at its altar. We betray our physical selfhood to survive, yet leaving it behind is a greater death still. As we long for justice and deeper liberation, train us to listen well to our flesh, that we would make, eat, drink, rest, weep, stretch, move in freedom, knowing that our bodies are not enemy, but sacred guardians of our glory. May it be so. Mm. Mm-mm. All right. Oh, we only got 15 minutes, folks. All right. Let's go back to Sonia Renee Taylor, because I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to make sure that Google does not shut me down. Living in a society structured to profit from our self-hate creates a dynamic in which we are so terrified of being ourselves that we adopt terror-based ways of being in our bodies. So a few weeks ago in the first Deconstruction Junction Masterclass, which we teach the second Tuesday of each month, that's Dr. Flo and I. Dr. Flo is the CEO of Love and Action Network. He's also a talent extraordinaire, a Broadway caliber singer, and is lifting a love revival. If you have a venue or a city that you want him to come to, go to lovedandlovable.org and, write into the live chat, okay? So I wanted to talk about this because this is something that again, so we talked a little bit about how to approach everything with an inquiry stance, right? And this in particular, you can do this for yourself. We are so terrified of being ourselves that we adopt terror-based ways, right? We adopt terror-based ways of being in our bodies. And so I think when you start speaking negatively of yourself, upon yourself, da 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 da, right? I think when you start to do that, you need to question why you're doing that. Where did that belief come from? Are we born good? And if we are all born good and we are all born equal, then why are we putting ourselves down? Why are we terrorizing ourselves? Right? Why are we terrorizing ourselves? Our self-hate creates a dynamic in which we are so terrified of being ourselves that we adopt things like spending money on personal development programs, that we adopt spending money on things, excuse me, that are not community, right? We spend money to make ourselves feel better instead of trying to love ourselves. And once again, that is what Love in Action's mission is, to love ourselves a little more deeply every single day, a little more deeply every single day. All right. Let's go to the chakra. It is Crown Chakra Saturday. Crown Chakra Saturday. All right. Crown Chakra Saturday. The crown chakra You all know where this is. It's at the top of your dome. Okay. It's at the top of your dome. It's here where you would set a crown. It is the connection with your spirit. So we were just talking about coming home to your body, right? We were talking about the ways in which our neurons, right, and our flesh are our spirit. We were just talking about this. This is the connection with your spirit at the top of your dome. Now, maybe some of you believe that your spirit exists out in the world. That's fine. There might be an external spirit as well, right? But how are you connecting with the spirit inside of you? Yeah. The color of today is purple. If you're in a safe place to do so, look around, find some purple, right? Purple can represent wisdom, tranquility, intuition, royalty, respect, regality, and important figure energy. I love purple. Y'all have heard this spiel before. There's a reason why my activism color is purple. Okay. The reason why it is purple is because I find so much dignity and so much royalty and so much regalness in that color that I love to use it for the representation of Black Lives Mattering, of speaking of all of these things that are, sort of horrendous in our world, not sort of horrendous, are so horrendous in our world, right? And I also think that it gives off, that honestly, Black people are the blueprint. Okay. I'll just say it. Black people are the blueprint. They're the blueprint, baby. Okay. I do not know what that notification was, but that's okay. All right. So the food of today, it is beautiful outside. So I'm going to list the sunlight right first. Sunlight, enjoying the sunlight, fresh air, nature, and water. I forgot my water this morning. I had a lot of stuff to do this morning. And when I tell you that I missed my water, I missed my water. I forget how much I drink as a singer. All right. If you are into crystals, if crystals help you move your mission forward, if they help you pursue your dream, etc., then feel free to use them. The ones that align with the crown chakra are selenite, labradorite, moonstone, amethyst, and clear quartz. Okay. We already talked about what body part it is. If you are imbalanced in your crown chakra, you have an enemy of thoughts, you're overwhelmed, you're uncomfortable with higher power, you're anxious, you're fearful, you're depressed, and you're unsatisfied, right? These are ongoing things. And I would encourage you to go to lovedandlovable.org/emotions to figure out what feelings you're actually feeling, and then go to the needs wheel and discover what needs you need, right? And then you can ask for those needs from your community, from my community, from Love and Action Network. You can ask for these things, right? But first, you have to determine what you're feeling and why you're stuck there. Yeah. If you are aligned in your crown chakra, you are blissful, you're whole, you know that you reflect divinity. You can see beauty in the world and you are optimistic, right? And that doesn't, there's always a difference. And I pick on words, it seems like every time I read these, right? That optimistic doesn't necessarily mean toxic positivity, right? It doesn't mean bypassing all of the negative stuff. It means knowing that the negative stuff is there and deciding to have positive belief, right? Deciding to have a different energy towards that thing, right? Well, hello, Love and Action Network. I hope it's not me. Just kidding. All right. Hello, hello. Um, so I was just talking about Love and Action Network. I was literally just talking about it. I was talking about the emotion wheels again. Anyway, so optimistic, not toxically positive, not bypassing. We actually, in order to feel joy, in order to feel joy, we also have to have the balance of the negative, right? This yin and yang, this idea of dichotomy, right? Dichotomy exists in our world. It exists in nature. The roots grow down in order for the tree to grow up. There is always an equal and opposite, right? There is always balance. So optimism does not mean toxic positivity. It doesn't mean bypassing all the negative stuff. It means that there might be negative stuff, but you are choosing to have on the upward spiral positive belief expectation, which I believe is number 4, right? That's what it means. And I'm not an optimist. I'm really not, folks. I'm not an optimist. I'm a realist. I feel like I view the world in a very okay way. Also, Google tried to take me down. Ciao. The whole thing went down. The YouTube went down. I had to start a whole new thing, Andre. Dr. Flo had started I started over, child. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, the affirmation of today. We already got another affirmation because I was the only one in the room and it was like, and I was like, oh no. Anyway, it's fine. The affirmation of today. We did an affirmation at the beginning from We the Urban. Here's another one. And you get to answer this one in the chat. So if you're watching this later, or you're watching this now, drop into the chat, I understand, or I know. You can also do this in our Team Better. You can do this on, it said, no one is in this meeting. And then it just went, I understand, or I know. What do you understand or know today? I know that I'm going to be all right. I know that I can be calm. I know that I can take comfort. I know that I will move mountains. I know that I will be bigger than I think I will be. I know that community is everything. I know that music and art and beauty and creation are the way forward, right? Dr. Flo says in the chat, I understand and I know that we are moving mountains. I know that the future is so bright. I know that there's greatness within you. I know that you are loved and lovable. I know. I know that I am loved and lovable. Dr. Flo says, I know that our love impacts the world. I know that your art will impact the world. I know that your creative process will impact the world. I know that your voice means something. I know that you can build something. Those of you out there watching that are sitting at, a job and not using their creative facets, and they're just like, ooh, I wish. You don't got to quit all your jobs, okay? You don't got to do that. You don't got to quit all your jobs. You don't got to do it. You can, but you don't got to, in order to still affect people with your voice. I know that our love impacts the world. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Keep them going in the chat when you're watching this later. I don't know if I'll combine these for YouTube. Y'all just might have to deal with it. We'll see. We'll see how uppity I am. Okay. Last things last, folks. Grab your notebooks. Grab your notes app, because we are headed into the last day of the dark side with Miss Melody Beatty. I feel like that was like a sports announcement. Melody Beatty. Anyway, open. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, and let's make sure the Google Meet doesn't go down again. Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go, folks. We are reading, I believe it's week 11, The Dark Side, and then I will introduce next week's theme for Love and Action Network from this book. This book is connected to the 12 Steps program. Bring your own belief. Again, bring your own belief, replace the words. Whatever feels good to you is fine with us. We're not making things strict, but this is a good guide to where you're going. If you want to catch the other days, you can look back at our previous daily boost this week. So from Sunday to Saturday, you can catch all of those on the Love and Action Substack. You can also catch them on YouTube or on X Spaces with any of our practitioners, Lotta Snacks 5, Dr. Flo, at Andre and the Flow, at Poppy Wata 33, at Starlight Mystic, and of course me, Tara Priolo. Okay, so the last day. Oh, she's kind of long for the last day, friends. She's kind of long. Let's dig into it. I hate. Ooh, this is going to hit somewhere. I hate being this vulnerable. I said to a friend after sharing some of what I thought were particularly unacceptable emotions and feelings with him. I had just spent 15 minutes displaying an entire side of myself that I would have preferred didn't exist. I love your power and your strength, Melody, he said, but I think you're even more beautiful when you're human and vulnerable. Hmm, maybe the dark side of that moon is more beautiful than we thought. Remember, we were talking earlier about the other people's perception of you, right? And how oftentimes that is a reflection of the insecurities that you have about yourself. It's not what people actually believe, right? So let me read this middle portion one more time. I love your power and your strength, Melody, he said, but I think you're even more beautiful when you're human and vulnerable. Right? Y'all get it? You may be thinking the worst of you. And we've talked all about this today, right? We've talked about coming home to your body. We've talked about being in your soul being your flesh, right? My spirit is my flesh. We've talked about the uh terror-based ways of being in our body from Sonia Renee. We've talked about climbing back into our bodies. We've talked about wholeness on all many a daily boost, right? Someone sees you, the things that you see as weakness, as your greatest strength. Think about that. Think about it. What is a weakness? Here's my question, and then I'll read the prayer. What is a weakness, a perceived weakness of yourself that someone else perceives as strength in you? Right? Answer that question. Think, you don't got to put it in the chat if it's vulnerable, whatever. But what is a weakness, a perceived weakness that you have about yourself that someone else perceives as your strength? All right. We close every week with a prayer from Melody. So the prayer: give me the courage to be honest about myself. Keep me from causing harm to myself or others. Help me learn about the tremendous power and healing of honestly sharing who I really am. Mm. Yeah, I don't got the time today. She don't got the time to go into the embodiment of authenticity, the embodiment of your own authenticity, the importance of embodying yourself. Because Melody just told us, help me learn about the tremendous power and healing of honestly sharing who I really am. And you know why that needs to happen? Do you know why you need to embrace your own authenticity? Do you know why you need to be the embodiment of your message? Because when you are the embodiment of your message, when you are the embodiment of your morals, when you are the embodiment, you allow yourself to be liberated. And by allowing yourself to be liberated, what do we say in here? You give others permission to do the same. It is all about what we've talked around today, from the We the Urban Post to the Black Liturgies Post. I didn't even know. I had not read the melody until right now. It is coming home to yourself. Help me learn about the tremendous power and healing of honestly sharing who I really am. When you liberate yourself, when you heal yourself, when you look into yourself and come home to your body in wholeness and in peace. And what did we, the urban, say? What did we, the urban, say? In wholeness and in overflow because we never lack, you allow someone else in the world to do the same. And that person then allows even more to do the same. And then we have a world based in liberation and community, as opposed to a world based in solidarity and individuality and capitalism and supremacy. Listen, we do not have the time. We do not have the time, but I need y'all to hear that. I'm going to read it one more time. And if you are not writing in your journal, I do not know what's wrong with you. Okay? Help me learn about the tremendous power and healing of honestly sharing who I really am. Give me the courage to be honest about myself. Keep me from causing harm to myself or others. Help me learn about the tremendous power and healing of honestly sharing who I really am. Mm. Thank you, Melody. Week 12, y'all. Here's the theme of Love in Action Network before I go through this week's events. Week 12 is an open mind. Day 1 will be read in Waiting to Exhale tomorrow afternoon. All right. So join us for that. Join us for the introduction. And let's share this screen one last time, folks. One last time. All right. Where is it? Where did it go? There it is. Found it. Okay. You're going to go to lovedandlovable.org. You're going to scroll down. And what are you going to see? You are going to see our week of events. That's lovedandlovable.org. We have 15 plus events with like 17 hours of recorded content every single week because we're putting our love in action. And by putting our love in action, we are encouraging, equipping, and empowering you to do the same. Okay? That's what we're doing here. So here's the week of events. This week, starting Sunday, March 17th, we've got Dr. Flo's Concert of Hope tomorrow at 10 a.m. We have the Daily Boost / Waiting to Exhale that I already referenced at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are all in Eastern, okay? Then on Monday, Dr. Flo is back with a Daily Boost at noon. And he's also back on Tuesday, all right? So we're also working through the chakras. We've got root chakra Sunday. We've got sacral chakra Monday. We've got solar plexus Tuesday, all right? Then Dr. Flo and I on Tuesday night at 7:45 are teaching a masterclass on business and socials. If you are anywhere in your journal and anywhere in your journey, okay, and need a little bit of help, whether that's encouragement, accountability, or maybe a how, right? There's a lot of I've been getting a lot of hows in the last few weeks. So if you have questions like that, feel free to come to this donation-based masterclass. All right. Then I'll be taping Late Night Sacks with a lot of snacks 5, where we talk about the NFL off season and the UFL off season. We did talk about free agency last week. I believe we'll be finishing talking about free agency and maybe talking a little bit more about the UFL since it starts next weekend. Okay. Then Wednesday, I am back in the hot seat for Daily Boost on Heart Chakra Wednesday. Dr. Flo has a Concert of Hope that evening. Waiting to Exhale also happens that evening. And then Thursdays, we lighten back up again. Snacks is back with Throat Chakra Thursday, and he's back with Third Eye Friday. And then I'm back again on Saturday for Crown Chakra Saturday. You can catch all those times once again, lovedandlovable.org. Say it with me, lovedandlovable.org. You just go to our website, you scroll down a little ways, you can RSVP, okay, on the website for free 99, or you can give us some ducats because we are a donation-based organization. But either way, what's more important is that you love on yourself, you love on your communities, and maybe you have a community that wants to join up with us. Hey, Quincy, maybe, right? Just maybe we could do great things together. Just maybe we could change the world. Just maybe we could liberate each other's. We could liberate each other, right? Just maybe. So we hope to see you in an event this week. We hope to see you in an event this week. You never know until you try. You never know until you try. And that is all for today's Daily Boost. Continue to be anti-racist, be safe, wear a mask, do good work, make good trouble, keep calling your your representatives. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. 40,000 is too many. 5 was too many. There are 12,000 kids that have been murdered. And now they're being starved. Ceasefire now. Make good trouble. In whatever way that looks for you. Make good trouble. I love y'all hardcore. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.